Excuse me, is that Unchained? Make sure you guys smash the link crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more on us. We have another regional breakdown for you today, and I've honestly been liking how this meta has been shaking up because there's so many cool ideas that you can actually kind of throw at your opponent and you can, make them work. Now, unfortunately, this event was a little bit dominated by Draco Tale. Now, that's going to be a lot of the picture you're going to be seeing this meta, right? You're going to be seeing a lot of Draco Tale kind of showing up and trying to be the big baddie in the room. It has consistency, it has numbers. It feels like one of those decks that you're like, oh yeah, I can understand why this is going to be a very strong competitor. And obviously, that is going to be the case, right? When you look at the tools that this deck has at its disposal, it very much feels like the unfair deck in the room. Now, there is also Despia down here. Now, obviously, a Luber Pooper kind of can feel like a very, very strong card in today's meta. Don't be fooled, though. All right. Branded took up 5 of the top 8 decks for this event overall, which does kind of paint a scary picture for you. Is the branded package going to be the one in charge of the meta? And I think the answer is yes. Yes, it is very much in charge of today's meta. Now, you do have Vanquish Soul, which ended up winning this event. Vanquish Soul is one of those challengers right now that is it needs time to kind of figure itself out, but a good Vanquish Soul player is able to kind of run it back and do some crazy things. We also had Mitsurugi K9, which we do not have the list for. I would have loved to talk about this, but the reason why I wanted to talk about this event was we had an Unchained list. When was the last time that you saw Unchained coming out of nowhere? It's been a while. Now, digging into your list here, we're going to be starting off with Carlos's first place finish. Now, I got to tell you here, man, seeing Dimension Shifter's Reign of Terror out of these last couple events has been crazy. And I understand why players are physically frustrated with Shifter, because truthfully this card just steals games, and I know players are just frustrated with this card. Being able just to see this card and blow out your opponent is so crazy. Other things to note here, since Case K9 is limited, we've gone to playing the 2 copies of the Chaotic Elements. It basically accomplishes the same thing at this point. The Chaotic Elements' job is to be able to filter back additional resources so that you can kind of play the game and kind of go. This build is also playing the 1-0 or the Masquerade. There have been some discussions about just trying to cut this and just go down the other side of the equation. I can understand either or. I don't hate the idea of either playing this or not playing this. If you choose not to play this, more power to you. It's just going to depend on, how much of my K9 end board do I feel like I'm going to have. Most of these lists now have gone down to just, you're playing 1 Noroi. If you see the rest of the K9 package, it's going to depend on how your opponent interacts with you. If your opponent hand traps you, oh boy, guess what? The Azuna's just turned on like that and you're good to go. One thing I don't like about this list is only 1 heavy Borger. I have pretty much, I like the 2 of. I feel like having the 2 is just a lot more consistent on, the end game field. So I can understand why you're just playing the 1, but it feels so bad when you're like, oh, hey, this additional copy could have won me a game by having the bounce back for protection. Next up here, we have Ricardo's Draco Tale list. Now, we're going to be seeing a lot of Draco Tale throughout a lot of these regional breakdowns. You're going to just kind of have to get used to it. It's the main deck in the room right now, Players are trying to spicing things up and, trying to, see what variant we can go. Obviously, 1 Fallen of Albaz and 2 of the new one, which is pretty normal. You're going to go with the 1 Incredible Ecclesia. I will say it is interesting to see a list actually playing Magna Hut. Magna Hut's one of those cards that you kind of look at in the current times and you're like, well, it's a card that we can trigger off of the Arthalion to be able to trigger back to kind of keep the Bestial going, but it also can go search for good old Malulu here. Obviously, any of your other dragons that you got. he actually does serve a purpose. He might not look it, but, you know, he does get the job done. We're also playing one Secretarian Dragon, one of the new one. We're also only playing one copy of Gulamel. I don't know how I feel about that, but I guess it's one of those cards that, like, I guess can help out. I don't know, man. That just feels weird. Ever since, you know, Ketu went to 1. This deck's been giving me some weird ratios and things. Also side decking the Veilers. After the weekend's YCS, I can tell you that the Veiler is a crack card, man. Being able to call this up and just stop your opponent from advancing gameplay feels pretty gosh darn good. You will get some free W's. Next up is Rodolfo's branded list. Now, is branded bad? No, not at all. It's just people prefer the Draco Tale cards, man. At least if you're playing pure branded or Despia, you know, you get to idol lock your opponent. And I mean, obviously, people have some choice words for the duelists that choose to play idol lock, but I mean, it's still good. It's not by any stretch of the imagination a bad call. It's just the meta has kind of developed away from this, you know, Draco Tale. Why do this when I can go play the new Albaz in what would be considered a slightly more beneficial package, you know? You're also going with the triple branded opening, triple branded and high spirits. We are main decking 2 Drolls, which I think is fine. Side deck, you know, you have Evenleys to be able to disrupt the opponent. You also do get to famously see Fusion Duplication coming back, and of course we are side decking the Thrust. Obviously, I think the way that this main deck is set, I think is fine. I think you're able to pretty much do everything you want with this. You also have the Mr. No Quick Play spell cards allowed down here. You know, obviously being able to branded fusion that down and kind of keep up combo and go has been a pretty normal thing for these lists. So I do kind of like that. Outside of that, yeah, the pure Despia variants or the pure branded variants, there's not a lot of craziness to really work with back here. Now, we have our Unchained variant by Alfredo. Now, this is kind of interesting. Okay, so we are doing Booyo in here and the Mutiny in the Sky. I mean, those are pretty excellent cards that we typically are used to seeing. We're going with the triple Tour Guide in here. Obviously, Tour Guide's still, I think, one of the best starters that you can actually have in this deck, right? Like, you establish this and kind of go, you know, into the Fiendish Rhino and you're basically off to the races. It looks like your Fiend or your Unchained stuff is pretty normal in terms of ratios. You are maximizing Mr. Engraver, which is pretty normal, I feel like, for this list. Obviously, double Wave King Kaiser. I mean, you got to have some sort of end board goal, right? Like, you want to be able to establish the Wave King and kind of protect your Unchained stuff and go. Also, we are not playing the Link 4. I guess that's fine. I mean, getting the materials set up to get to the 4 can be a little bit taxing at the end of the day, so I don't really hate that. You also got evenly matches in here to disrupt the opponent, which is kind of nice. We do see the anti-spell fragrance too. Being able to flip this card up and just steal games is so freaking stupid. And our last list that we actually have for you here is more branded Despia by Miguel. Now, you do see, yes, that is the Archlord Christia. We have seen Archlord Christia showing up a lot in these lists. I mean, it's basically acting as your end board piece, right? It's like, hey, I see the branded fusion, you know, I can actually bring back the Archlord Christia after I mill it down to be able to, you know, see a fusion. I mean, this does act as a light monster, so, I mean, there is something to be said about wanting to play this card. This list also is exploring Triple Crown. I mean, being able to crown and protect your boss monster so you don't actually lose the game, I think is kind of an important little piece in the modern times. I do kind of appreciate this. It does get the job done. But outside of that, you're just looking at a lot of good meta right now. Obviously, you know, Unchained was the rogue abnormality out of the event. Does it mean that it's a bad deck? No. It just means that, you know, we've got a lot of different challengers within the space right now. And I think it's kind of a good thing. Actually seeing all of these different decks actually coming to light is kind of nice. So what do you guys think about everything? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And I will see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.